Hey everyone, and welcome to the weekly event, Uncharted Realms weekly event. I'm Brent Kitchen, alongside streamer to be named, sitting in the production booth, excited to bring you live coverage of Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Classic Constructed event this week. Look at that, we're upgrading. Everybody's prepping for the road to nationals, so we got a nice Classic Constructed event. This is going to start our Classic Constructed series, so tune in week by week and catch those, or catch the videos on demand. Before we get into gameplay here, a little bit about Out of the Box Gaming. Out of the Box Gaming is local to Thomasville, North Carolina. They specialize in in-store play and singles. So if you're still trying to clean up that deck, or if you need a couple extra cards for that Classic Constructed list instead of your Blitz, check out Out of the Box Gaming in person or outoftheboxgaming.com. Today's event, we got a grand total of 15 players over 5 rounds. So it's going to be a pretty long day, but a pretty nice day. So we got Anthony on Katsu against Armando on some Rune Blade action. So should be a lot of fun, and we're going to go ahead and drop in. So we're already actually a couple rounds in, or a couple turns in. So we got 38 to 40. Anthony's taking a little bit of a hit there with Armando getting the first blood, and we got a meet and greet coming in for 4 at the moment. So that's where we're going to tune in on this action. So a little bit of equipment. Anthony's going to go ahead and take that 4. So down to 34. That's a classic thing you see in a lot of Classic Constructed, hey, double classics. But players are going to choose to eat up a lot more damage than give cards out of the hand. It's a little bit different if you've been following our Blitz series. Blitz players are more inclined to block out of the hand to keep their health totals high. Classic Constructed, not so much. It's almost more of a race. So we got some Reaping Blade and some Rune Chant coming in. Going to take the one from the Rune Chant, and Reaping Blade is going to be blocked. That Omen Gust Wave. So 40 to 33 right now. 7 damage total there for Armando. Not a bad start out of Classic Constructed. He's going to just keep trying to chip away, try to keep that turn advantage. So now we go into Anthony's turn 1. You just saw that counter chip up on the Tunic. He's got himself Mask Momentum, no Rune Gloves. There's his 1 Arcane Barrier against the Rune Blade action. The Spring Tunic and the Snapdragon Scalers to try to give go again. Katsu is pretty big in the fact that the first attack action card that hits this turn, or it's a once per turn effect. When attack action hits Ninja, he can switch a card out of his hand for a tutored combo card. So he's got to give away a 0 cost card and go get something that will increase his damage for that turn. It can get pretty spicy and get pretty big. But anyways, we got double Kodachis so far. Down to 38 falls Armando. No surprise there. Those are just going to chip away for a little bit. Not as deadly in Classic Constructed. So Kodachis, though, they do provide some nice chip damage, but it's really going to be the big cards here coming out of Anthony's hand that's going to really determine how this game is going to go. So Anthony coming out with an attack here. A Soul Bead Strike for 4. And it does have go again if it hits, but crucially there, it has to hit. So Armando is going to be incentivized not to let this one hit, and goes to throw 2 pieces of equipment in front of it. We got a block for 4. I'm hoping Anthony maybe expected this with a Razor's Reflex, but he might not have. Nope. Wants to use a Snapdragon Scalers already on his turn 1. Okay, we're gonna blow this equipment pretty early, and I can understand why. E-Strike coming out there, so that's gonna get the +2. So up to 7 there on the E-Strike. And the Snapdragon Scalers allowed that to happen. So the Soul Bead Strike didn't hit, but hey, who needs that when you got this nice equipment? So Armando falling to 31. So 33 to 31. Not a bad swing back there from Anthony, but he did lose his Snapdragon Scaler. So, and it wasn't on a huge combo turn. A lot of times you like to see the Snapdragon Scalers get popped on a turn. He can go get some double damage there thanks to some of those combo cards. So interesting choice, but I can understand that with the E-Strike. Just wants to get that damage in. And didn't get any more cards out of the hands. So that was pretty smart there by Armando. So he'll have a nice grip to work with here going into his turn. All right, Chain Soul Shackle. Didn't look like he hit. Makes another one. And then comes out with a Seeds of Agony. So he's going to go ahead and deal his next action card. Attack action card is going to go ahead and pump by 1 arcane damage. So then we got a Shadow Verser, which is going to trigger the Rune Chants. So 1 Rune Chant coming in, thanks to Shadow Verser. And Shadow Verser is also going to have a deal 1 damage. So 2 arcane damage coming across, plus Shadow Verser. Armando falls to 29. Decides to take all of it. Not too bad. It's a blue Shadow Verser as usual, so nothing too crazy there. It's not exactly the most spicy turn there by Armando, so Anthony's definitely pretty happy about that. Didn't really need to spend any resources to keep himself alive, but Armando is he's trying to build up that Banish Zone, trying to get those Soul Shackles out there, and that's really what's going to increase his ability to do damage throughout the turn. So in Anthony's turn, he's going to lead it out there with a Surging Strike. That's 5 go again. Did cost 2, so Anthony not wanting to lead out with the Kodachis, which indicates to me that he doesn't have a 0 cost card in hand to pitch for, or he just has a really big combo turn that he wants to do, and might already have enough pieces that he likes. So he's going to go ahead and dip right now, thanks to Katsu. So once again, the first attack action card that hits, you may discard a 0 cost card and search your deck with a card with combo. He's going to go ahead and get that Whelming Gust Wave. That will come in for 4. Thanks in part to Surging Strike being the last attack on that combat chain, so it gets +1 and go again. And if it hits, it gets to draw a card. So this is a nice combo piece there. With the Razor's Reflex after the block, to give that another 3, so up to 7. So 4 block, but 3 win over. So we fall down to Armando at 23, Anthony now at 21. And that will clean up the turn there. Anthony going to go to Arsenal and back over to Armando's turn. 2 Soul Shackles there. Looks like 1 miss, 1 hit. And he's got 2 cards in hand to work with. So out of the Arsenal straight away, a Marvian Skies. The next rune-related attack action card he plays this turn will get go again, and if it hits, he gets one of those nice rune chant tokens. So not bad for increasing his turn. Allows him to play the stuff out of the Banish Zone for go again. Doesn't need a shackle just yet. So Bounding Demigod coming out. So this one's going to be for 4 because it gets a +1 from the non-attack action card from the Marvian Skies, and it does have go again. Anthony, a Flick Flack out of the Arsenal. Gonna go ahead and block the 4, so 4 on 4 there. Get the Soul Shackle into the Meet and Greet Red. So another attack for 4. So Armando just loving these 4 attacks coming in. Consistent force. Only reaching up to about 8 damage a turn here, a little bit more than that, but at least it's consistent. And as he builds up these Soul Shackles, it's going to get a little bit more spicy. Anthony, with a substantial health advantage, can choose to take this if he wants. Just remember that if Meet and Greet hits, it will generate a Rune Chant token. So keep that in mind. Yep, Anthony's going to go ahead and take it. It falls down at 25. Armando at 23. And that will end Armando's turn. He's going to go ahead and draw back up. He's got 3 Soul Shackles there and a Rune Chant to work with on his next turn. Over to Anthony's turn. His Tunic pops up to the 3rd counter. So that is now active. Anthony with a nice grip to work with. Only used the card out of Arsenal there. So he must like what he has in hand, sees a lot of big damage potential, or potential to just go get it with Katsu. Ooh, E-Strike straight away. Throwing a card out from hand, and that should be a 5 with go again. Not a bad start. Armando looking at throwing 2 in front of it. Going to go ahead and block for 5. And then we get the next action. And Anthony coming in with another attack out of their hand there. A Hurricane Technique for 4. And Armando lets it go. So 25 to 19. Sorry about that. A little bit of technical difficulties. We're over in Armando's turn. And he's got a Reaping Blade to start, which is going to pop the Rune Chant. So 1 Arcane, 3 regular damage coming at Anthony here. He's going to take the 1 Rune Chant and put a Flick Flack out there to block the rest of it. So a little bit overblock, but no sweat. Just a reminder, 24 to 19 is our life total there. And it's going to be a short turn here from Anthony. Armando did not hit a lot on the Soul Shackles. So just going to go ahead and pass that over. We're going to go right back into Anthony's turn, who has a nice solid 6-point health lead at the moment. So he's sitting pretty fat and happy. So we got Leg Strike, or Leg Tap, coming in with 4, go again. To lead the way, Anthony here abandoning the Kadachi at the moment, going for just bigger attacks overall, which you can't really complain about if you're the Katsu player. Leads for a lot of combo turns. So Armando not going to let that one hit. Takes the 2 cards out of his hand to block for 5, which means Anthony's just going to try it again. Leg Tap again. Another 4, go again. When in doubt, try it twice. And Armando really, really respecting the Katsu ability to just get those combo cards and go crazy. He's going to throw all of the cards out of his hand that turn to block. So we're going to go into Armando's turn with a draw, with a pretty much just pass to end phase. Soul Shackle pass to end phase. And that's going to be, he's going to draw up after that and go back to Anthony's turn. Unless he hits something here. He may hit a tome. Oh, I stand corrected. He is going to hit some cards out of the Banish Zone he can play just for free. Look at that. Who thought Chain was bad? Certainly not me. He's going to be able to get 3 cards out of the Banish Zone for free. Look at them apples. Hot diggity. So the Seeds of Agony and a Bounding Demigod out of the Banish Zone there. Holy smokes. That was pretty good there from Armando. Sometimes you just don't need any cards in hand. You can just send it. Oh, that's a double Seeds of Agony there. So it will have 2 deal 1 damage effects. Anthony deciding what he wants to do here. Decides to take all of it down to 20. Look at that. 4 damage coming across there for Armando with 0 cards out of the hand. And he gets that last card out of Banish Zone too. That appears to be another Bounding Demigod. Look at that. That's not too shabby when you just get all 0 cost cards in your Banish Zone you can play with no hands. So I stand corrected. I thought we were going right back to Anthony's turn, but no. Armando going to go ahead and drop Anthony all the way down to 16 after that with 0 cards in hand. And that, my friends, is the power of Chain. You just spent every card out of the hand and just sent it. Just blind sent it. So now we're back into Anthony's turn this time, actually. And the Tunic counter goes up to 2. And he's going to lead off with an E-Strike. That's going to be 5 go again. Ooh, 7. Did not choose to go again. So that means that's going to be a Razor Reflex. Yep, there it is. Anthony trying to get some damage back here. Full 10, and he gets it. Armando falls to 8. Oh boy, we're in the critical zone now. You could even say red zone for those football players. Now we got pitches into Kadashis. Oh boy, that was a pretty good turn here from Anthony. The Razor Reflex can go ahead and get that E-Strike go again, and he can go here with Kadachi into a Pounding Gale for another 5. So huge turn there. So 10 damage, 11 damage, plus 5. That's 16 damage total this turn coming at Armando. If you remember, started the turn at 18 with the health lead. He is all the way down to 7 with a 5 attack coming in. Gonna go ahead and spin 2 cards out of the hands to block for 5. Keep himself safe from that Pounding Gale. And Anthony, which looked to be to take a huge hit in the last turn, turned this one right back around. But, you know, leave it to chain the Soul Shackles. Just gonna hit money off the top. Straight 3. So he's got 2 cards to work with, plus that Banish Zone. So Sonata coming out first. What does he hit? Hits 1. And only 1. The rest go back in shuffle. And Sonata will get banished there. So, not bad. So, for each non-attack action card revealed, he can put that into his hand. And he will do 1 damage back to Anthony. So, Anthony falls to 15. He found a Soul Reaping there. For those that weren't able to quite see it, Soul Reaping goes into the hand. That's going to be a very nice attack. A legendary chain specialization. Soul Shackle up yet again. Chains in that scary moment. Anthony needs to figure out a way to close this game out in the next turn or two, or this change is going to be too strong to deal with. So Soul Reaping now coming in for 6. It does have go again thanks to the Soul Shackle. And he was able to banish a card from the hands instead of paying for it. So talk about an awesome chain card. Just gets to pump up that Banish Zone. If he put something in there he can play, it's pretty much not even a detrimental effect. He gets 1 energy too when he banishes it. So Armando's sitting with 1 energy floating, 4 cards in the Banish Zone, and this Soul Reaping coming in for 6. So Anthony's going to respond with 2 cards out of the hands. And at this point, Anthony needs to keep as much resources as possible in his hand, but he might not be allowed to anymore. Double Seeds of Agony coming across. These ones are yellow, but it is going to be deal 1 damage, arcane damage for the next attack action card with cost 1 or less played. So that's going to be 2. 2 coming in from the Unhallowed Rites. So 2 arcane damage plus an attack for 4 on the Unhallowed Rites. And Unhallowed Rites is also going to allow Armando to put something to the bottom of the deck. Out of the graveyard. Didn't catch what it was, but he did restack it into the deck, which is not too bad. He had already used his shuffle effect. So unfortunately, he won't have that to get it to the top if he wants to see it. But in the meantime, he just is dealing all of the damage. We've got ourselves what appears to be a 9-6 ball game there. Yeah, it's a little bit. Had to redouble check the math on this one. So Anthony is up. So Armando took 1 out of the blood debt. That's why he fell to 6 from 7, and Anthony's at 9. So this is gonna be a crucial turn here for Anthony. He needs to either finish this game out in this turn and the next turn, or he's just gonna get outvalued by these banished cards off the Soul Shackles. Now Armando is gonna be incentivized to use his armor, pretty much all of it right now that he can, and just keep these cards in hand, try to finish this game out himself. Just once he rips all the cards out of Anthony's hand, it's going to be game over. Armando, as we saw in previous turns, could even throw his whole hand out there and still be fine. But Torrent of Tempo now for 5. So Kadashi into Torrent of Tempo. This is a 7 damage turn so far from Anthony. It's not necessarily lethal. Actually it is, excuse me, because Armando is at 5. He was at 6, but took some Kadashi. So, Torrent of Tempo for 5, not bad at the lethal. If it hits, it will gain Go Again. Not a super relevant effect right now, but Armando is going to throw everything in there and take 1 damage. Oh, excuse me, take 2 damage. And only block for 3. The Go Again effect won't matter because Anthony is out of cards from the hand, and now we go back to Armando. Soul Shackles, what does he hit? This could be the deciding turn of the game. If Armando leaves 3 more Blood Debt cards in his Banish Zone at the end of this turn and Anthony can survive, it is going to be game over. We see a lot of, oh my gosh, pretty much hit everything from those Soul Shackles. Armando, what a banish. So he's going to have a lot of options this turn. Has the 2 cards in hand, plus the banish. A lot of 0-cost cards in his banish. Going to start out with the Seeds of Agony. Has go again, so why not, right? Just send it. The next attack action card with 2 or less is going to get 1 arcane damage added on. A Howl from Beyond is going to be our next one. The next attack action card you play this turn gains +3 and go again. This is getting to be super big. This is spicy. So +3 to the power and 1 arcane damage on the next attack action card that Armando plays. Anthony's sitting at 9, so that this could be a very lethal attack coming at him, depending on what it is. Enlightened Strike there from Anthony. Wow, look at that. So +3 and the 1 arcane. And it has the go again to it. Wow, what a super powerful options here from Chain. Doesn't even need to pump the E-Strike. I mean, probably even could have pumped the E-Strike if he wanted to, but he wants to get, well, he has to get those cards out of his banish zone, so this has to have go again. Excuse me. Or Armando would have walked himself into a blood debt loss, so E-Strike with the go again is going to allow him to continue pulling cards out of the banish zone, but still an attack for 8 is insane. Anthony takes the 1 arcane damage and throws 1 card in right now, considering anymore. No reactions here from Armando, but Anthony's got one, a Flick Flack, so we're up to 7. As it stands right now, Anthony takes 1, down to 7. Not too shabby. Armando Soul Shackle means his next card is going to get go again into a Shadow of Ursur. So 2 damage. With go again, which then leads into a Rift End. Look at that. Armando just keeping the pressure up. I like this. He's able to pull these cards out of his blood debt. And so this is going to be up to 3 damage because he's played 2 cards now out of his banish zone. Anthony blocking with the mask finally. I think it's about time. Yep. You remember that Tunic's also there he can block with if he needs to. So takes 1. And 1 blood debt carries over there from Armando. So both, Kadachi is now lethal. So Armando does have to respect this. He's seen 2 Razor's Reflex, if I remember correctly. So Anthony might be sitting on a 3rd. I'd have to recall. It's either 2 or 3. So for those of you playing along at home, let me know if you remember. I know Armando's thrown 1 out, and I know... Actually, I'm going to do it. It's been so long, I don't remember. We'll have to see. If you know, let me know. Does he still have it? See, this is that point where you got to keep your mind in the game. You got to remember what is there. So do you walk into it? So Armando just is gonna overblock these. So he's not gonna die. Gonna block both Kadachis. Doesn't necessarily need to. Remember, he can play a lot of cards out of the banish zone, so he doesn't necessarily need cards in the hands. Here we go. A Surging Strike for 5 gets the last 2 cards out of Armando's hand, which is only a 4 block, leads him down to 1. So this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Armando needs to get every card out of his banish zone and has no hand to do it in. Armando may just die to Blood Debt. He has 7 Rune Chants to work with, or excuse me, 7 Soul Shackles. And this is gonna be a little rough. Oh boy, he hit a lot there. So only missed on 3, so got 4 cards. Oh boy. He hit no attack, is what I'm hearing. He's hit no attacks, and he has only Seeds of Agony in there. So that is a little rough for Armando. He may just call it right there. I think that's gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. The Blood Debt is gonna carry over, and Armando is out of there quick. Oh, what a rough way to end it. But yeah, Armando, no ability to get the cards out of the banish zone to any effect, and that will do it for us. Anthony takes it with Katsu. So round 1. Thanks for tuning into round 1. We're going to come back at you here with round 2 shortly, so stay tuned. Just a reminder, this is Uncharted Rounds brings you Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Classic Constructed event. So if you're a big fan of Classic Constructed, stay tuned week by week, and we'll have more Classic Constructed action coming your way. But that'll do it here for round 1, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Hey everyone, and welcome to Uncharted Realms weekly event. I'm Brent Kitchen alongside streamer to be named, and we're excited to bring you round 2 action of Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Classic Constructed event. We got ourselves a mighty awesome 15-man event here now, and we are starting into round 2. Oscar is going to be our Dorinthia player there at the top of your screen, and Nolan, our Bravo, down there at the bottom. So 40v40 life is going to be a very chunky action between our two of us. Before we get into the gameplay here, a little bit about Out of the Box Gaming. Out of the Box Gaming is a store local to Thomasville, North Carolina. They have in-store play, mainly sealed Sundays or sealed Saturdays as well. So check out one of their events if you're in person. But they also do singles online. So check out Out of the Box Gaming, Out of the Box Gaming in person, or outoftheboxgaming.com. So we're going to go ahead and get right down into the gameplay. Oscar was our first turn player, but now we're going to go on to Nolan's turn at a 40-34 life. That was pretty quick. And we're going to go ahead and start that up right away. So look at that, not too bad. Look at that, Nolan with the surge. Seismic surge going big. Tectonic plating, go ahead and create that. Gives him the go again, just costs him 1, and he's going to come in with a hammer for 6. Not too bad. Bravo, for those that follow the Living Legend points, Bravo just unfortunately lost all of his points because they were limited events that LSS was like, you know what, those don't actually count to Living Legend status. So Bravo was a little bit of a sad puppy this last week, and has to go ahead and regain all of his status points before he can get a little bit of a nice retirement and go home. So he's Nolan looks like he might be one of those people that try to get him back there. So we'll see from there. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, check out LSS's last update on Living Legend status, and you will see some crazy bit about everybody's games and all of your local store events mattering. So make sure you also play in as many games as possible to make the biggest impact. So after that hammer swing for 6, we're going to go ahead and move right back into Oscar's turn. So he blocked for 3 of it, down to 37. So 37 to 34 going into Oscar's turn. Starting out with the Dawn Blade, which tells me there's some reactions going on here. Dorinthia here going to go ahead and try to get counters on to that Dawn Blade. He's going to go do a reaction to pump it up to 8. So overpower. Reprise is not going to activate here, but the +4 is definitely going to be relevant. Red staunch response going to block 10 of it. Darn, Bravo. Watch out. Classic Constructed, not the biggest blitz deck in the world, but Classic Constructed, hey, you know what? There might be something there. So a little bit of talk about Heart of Fendal there. Nolan with the nice Fabled gem, the nice Fabled card. Gonna go ahead and gain a life because he had less life. Look at them apples. Nice looking card. I'm a big fan of Eye of Ophidia myself, but hey, you know what? The heart and Classic Constructed, yeah, get your free life every couple of times. I don't think we'll see it again, but you never know. So Seismic Surge token gonna be activated, and Nolan just gonna Arsenal and pass. So Nolan just trying to set up turn by turn. That's a big classic Bravo kind of play style. Bravo needs a lot of energy to get their turn rolling, as a lot of high costing cards. So now we go into Oscar's turn. So Sharpened Steel after the Warrior's Valor means that this Dawn Blade is going to come in for a total of 7. And it's going to have go again if it hits. 1 energy floating there by Oscar, has 1 card in hand. Nolan's just trying to keep these counters off the Dawn Blade. Dawn Blade here, if it hits twice in the turn, it will get a counter that will increase its power. So Nolan is going to block one card out of the hand, then sink below. Red sink below, put a card to the bottom, drew a card. So cycled one out. Oscar says, okay, arsenals, and passes away. So not too bad there from Nolan. Didn't use too much there. Has 3 cards in the hand. He's going to pitch 6 energy for a crippling crush for 11. Look at that. That is pretty nasty. And the biggest effect here is crush. If it deals 4 or more damage, Oscar will have to discard 2 random cards. So he definitely doesn't want to do that. That could straight blow out a warrior's turn that relies on specific cards to pump the Dawnblade. So not too shabby there. I'm a big fan of this from Nolan. Coming in with a big attack. You gotta see, you love this from Bravo. Bravo just comes in and just like, you know what? I'm a mono green stompy, those that like to play Magic. I'm just gonna try to run right over you. Oscar gonna block for 6, so that's 5 coming through at the moment. And a red sink below there from Arsenal to try to get that up to 10 to reduce the crush effect. So nice job there from Oscar. Only going to take 1. No crush ability. Does not have to give out more cards from the hand. And gets to keep some cards in the grip. So no one's going to pass it away. Back to Oscar's turn. The big thing there is that his tunic is at 3 counters. So remember, he does have a counter option, an energy available for him to use or float as needed. And now we got a driving blade going to pump up this Dawnblade by 3 and go again. And so that's going to be 6 go again coming in off this Dawnblade. No other cards in hand there from Oscar. But Nolan wisely keep an eye on that tuna counter, not letting this Dawnblade get another chance to come out. So going to go ahead and block 6. So Oscar lets that go and go back into Nolan's turn. So we're just going to see a lot of weapons coming out. Bravo and Dorinthia just going to kind of try to smash each other. And we're going to see which one kind of comes out on top. The Bravo is going to be a little bit meatier of a hit, but our warrior player is going to be a little bit more agile, a little dexterous for those that like to play your RPGs. So just 4 coming in, no reactions from each. Oscar's going to Steel Blade Sean on the reactions actually, and throw a damage back in there to Nolan. So that's our first little bit of damage for a while. Falls it down to 36 to 33 is what I'm seeing. So Dawnblade coming in just for 3 straight up. Nolan taking a decision here. You're going to throw in the Skull Cap there to block for 3 total. So Skull Cap plus his Iron Rot boots. To block 3 of it. At the moment, Oscar appears to have some reactions, which is classic with the Warrior. We'll see what he chooses to do. So Stroke of Foresight pumping it up to 6, but we're going to take a quick pause here and just double check, make sure the game state is correct. Sink below coming out there, and then we're going to go pause right there. Hold on a second, guys. Stay with us. Ooh, and we're back. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of a just want to make sure that the board state was accurate from both players. So it's actually going to be 36 to 34. There was a little bit of a missed life gain on the Heart of Fendal trigger. So now that we got that all squared away, thanks for bearing through that little pause of time there. But it's good for both players to just have accurate information on the state, and so there's no questions later. So I want to make sure everybody's cleaned up. So Nolan, after the pause, leads out straight away with a choke slam. If it deals more than 4 damage to a hero, attack action cards they control can't gain power during the next attack action or next action phase, which is not super relevant against Dorinthia because it doesn't affect weapons. So, you know, maybe Oscar has some nourishing emptinesses in there, maybe not. But for the most part, this crush effect is probably undervalued in this matchup. Would be a little bit better maybe against a ninja deck or another one that actually plays attack actions. But for the moment, not too bad. But it is going to get a card out of hand there from Nolan, or from Oscar, and Nolan's going to have reactions and pummel. Just try to get a little bit of damage through, and getting a discard effect. Look at that. So Pummel's going to pump this up to 10, and if it hits a hero, they discard a card. This is a very commonly missed trigger there for people that do play Pummel. A lot of people forget the fact that it does have that second ability there, where if it hits a hero, they discard a card. It's not just a +4. Now, thanks to LSS's rules update, Nolan would have to remember this trigger. And he does. Look at that. So you do have to announce a trigger prior to the game state moving past prior to a whole bunch of actions happening, prior to a state that cannot get corrected. So in this case, it could still be functioned, but once Oscar goes into his turn, it would be too late, and then Oscar would have the decision to see whether or not Nolan gets that trigger, or if it moves way too past, which you could state right now would be there, it would just be considered a missed trigger. So always keep your eyes on the rules update. LSS likes to throw them out there, and you got to kind of keep an eye on the webpage. So for those that like to stay competitive, make sure you keep an eye out on that. Anyways, while I was yapping my gums, Domblade came in with a Razor's Reflex. So life total update, 29 to 28 after that. Oscar is in a slight lead by 1. So that'll do it for Oscar's turn. Over to Nolan, who just took a nice meaty hit. And rather critically right now, we see that Oscar has not been able to get a counter on that Dawnblade. So that's pretty good play there by Nolan. It's not common that you can manage that feat, but Nolan's doing an excellent job navigating through every one of his turns. So he got a Seismic Surge here into a Bravo. So he paid 2 to give his next cost 3 or greater attack action card Dominate. And then he's going to come in with his attack. Didn't quite catch it. Those of you guys are probably yelling at me. Like, what? You know, you're yelling at me that card. Oh boy, that's... So Oscar's not going to block it. Nolan's got no reactions here. Alright, so Oscar's pitching a blue Steel Blade Shunt for a blue Steel Blade Shunt. Oscar's going to take 4, and that'll do it there. So 25 to 28, Nolan retakes lead. That was a disable coming out. If deals 4 more damage, the opposing hero would lose the card from their arsenal. Oscar this turn just going to go ahead and play a potion, put a card into arsenal, and draw up. So right back into Nolan. Nolan's taking a little bit of a tempo advantage in this game. It is now his game for sure. He's definitely rocking along. Our Dorinthia is looking a little bit worse for wear, just starting to get chipped away. You could say, I wouldn't necessarily say getting crushed, but you know, we may get into that as the pain starts to stack on. Once again, like I said, Nolan's doing a great job keeping counters off this Dawnblade, keeping it down at 3. But so we got Seismic Surge, and then we have a Mangle to follow up for 8. So Mangle, if it deals 4 or more damage, has that crush ability. A target equipment can be destroyed with a -1 counter on it. Unfortunately, you look across the board over at Oscar, and there is no -1 defense counters out there. So Oscar can safely say no blocks, which he does, and wants to take 8. Down to 17, so 28 to 17. Great job there from Nolan, is chipping away and doing an excellent job, keeping tempo advantage and doing what he needs to do to reduce down the life total of his opponent. Now Oscar took that big hit, kept a full grip here, and must like what he see. I hope he has a absolutely massive turn here planned out. He's got the tunic counter, and maybe he comes in with just blows Nolan kind of out of the water here a little bit. I'd love to see it. I'm a big fan of Gerenthia in Blitz more often, but I think she's very strong here in Classic Constructed as well. So to start things off, Oscar thought for a second, but went right to this Time Snap Potion after that to gain 2 action points. So he's going to have a 3-second action here. So Iron Song into Steel Blade Supremacy, into a red plow through, tuna counter off, into Dawn Blade. That's what we're talking about, Oscar. Let's go. So 9 total with Dominate on hit, draw a card. And if no one defends with an attack action card, it gets +1. Wow. Spicy. Look at that. Nothing floating there from Oscar. No one wants to confirm that. So far throwing the chest speed out there. Tectonic Plating just a block for 2. And no reactions. No reactions from either. So that Dawn Blade is hidden at the moment. Ooh, here we go. Red Daunt's response to block 10 total. So 12 total. Look at that. That's going to go ahead and destroy any sort of momentum that turn was building there from Oscar. Oh, no. Darn, so Oscar can only just Arsenal and draw up. So great try there by Oscar, but Nolan went ahead and just crushed it down. So yeah, sorry about that. A little bit of a technical delay on the card display. It was not wanting to pull up what it needed to do. But you know, we'll get it in there on the next one. I think we got it fixed up. So if you're enjoying the card display, or if you're enjoying the games, let us know what you think in chat and who's gonna win. Who's your money on in each one of these rounds, and we'll keep a running tally. So far, I think I'm taking 1 L because my money was really on that chain in round 1. Those of us that are following in from round 1 here into round 2. So Oscar plow through into Dawn Blade. Hey, that time it came up. Look at that. Hot diggity, guys. So no defense there from Nolan, but Oscar coming in with a Stroke of Foresight. Give it another +3. Reprise does not trigger. So there would be no cycle. But it is going to be a total of 9. So 19 to 17. Our life totals remain equal, or close enough to equal as can be. A big notice there that Nolan at 19 means that his Arcanite Skullcap will not block for 1 right now, while Oscar's will now block for 2. This may come into effect, it may not. So Dominate to start off from Nolan. Ooh, Crippling Crush for 11 with Dominate. Look at that. Nice job there, Nolan, with a huge just crushing attack. Look at that. You can sue me later. But if this one deals 4 or more damage to a hero, they discard 2 random cards. And at the way it looks like Oscar's gonna take 4 or more damage. We'll find out. He can do 2 from the Skullcap. He can throw the Tunic in front, so you can get 3 there. Plus a card from hand is another 3. And maybe there's an Arsenal defense reaction there, and he can block enough to not take this crush. All right, let's see. 2 with Skullcap. 3 with Singing Blade. Into reactions. Do you have it, Oscar? I believe. He does. Look at that. Red Steel Blade Shunt coming out of the Arsenal. So up to 11. Darn. Both of our players just going ham with these defense reactions. Oscar thought he had a big turn, and Nolan's like, nah, baby, nah. And Nolan thought he had a crushing turn, and Oscar's like, nah, baby, nah. I'm going to shunt that right away. And sure enough, he did. So, ooh, here we go. Oscar playing one of the nice, awesome Monarch cards Nourishing Emptiness. It's going to be at 6. It has Dominate because Warrior does not play any attack action cards. So it is Dominate with, if it hits, he gains an Intellect, which can be a huge deal, especially at these life totals. We're in Blitz life totals now for both of our players. So it changes up the game a little bit. Both players' equipment is about the same at the moment. 1 counter on the skull caps. No one's gonna put 1 equipment, put the bracers in front to block 2. Go to reactions. Oscar's no cards in hand, no cards in arsenal, so has nothing. Fate Foreseen out of Nolan. A huge fan of that card. It's a 0-cost defense reaction for 4 defense, and you can opt 1. So look at that. Nolan doing a great job getting around Oscar's Dominate. So look at them apples. Both of our players playing this defensive matchup very, very well. Coming in with big hits and big defenses. So, neither one of our heroes here are doing anything tiny. It's all just massive sort of actions. So now we got Tectonic Plane to make the Seismic Surge to prepare for the next turn, into Anothos for 6 total. Oscar only going to throw 1 Stroke of Foresight out there to block for 3. Take 3, fall to 14. So life total update, 19 to 14. Cards in hand update. Oscar's got 3 going into this turn with 3 counters on the Tunic, so has no extra energy there. But he's going to make very good use out of these 3 cards. So he's going to do 2 pumps into the Dawnblade. And if it hits, go again. So we'll see. 1 second there. Given a little bit of problems, but Staunch Response is going to block for the full 7, so that will do it there for Oscar. 7 to 7. Nice job here from Nolan, doing excellent. Nolan is our bottom player. Oscar is our top player as that comes back up. So Seismic Surge is going to go. The token's going off. Nolan plays a Blessing. Then pumps Seismic Surge and is going to go on that. Actually doesn't want to do anything more. Okay, just prepare for the next turn. Look at that. So left 1 card in hand, had 1 card in arsenal, so he's only going to draw 3, but that's okay if his next turn can just be massive. You think a dominating attack would be a little bit rather unstoppable or crushing, but who knows. So Sharpened Steel by Oscar. Into a blue Dauntless. Into the Dawnblade. So 6 total. If it hits, draw a card. And Nolan has to pay 1 extra to play defense reactions. So not too bad. It was a Dauntless. There we go. So 6, 7 total. Thanks to the blue Dauntless. Nolan's caused no blocks in Oscar. Nolan opting to use a lot of his life here to just get that massive swing out on his turn. This could be very deadly here for Oscar. That's not what he wanted to see. So, excuse me, that was in for 6. I mismathed that myself. So in for 6. Nolan down to 13. Oscar drew a card. Appears to be moving into Arsenal and draw. He does. Does not have any go again there. So Arsenal and draw. 4 cards now in hand for Oscar. And you got to think Nolan kept 4 cards in his hand with both of these cards going off, the token and the Blessing. So this should be a huge turn from Nolan. Nolan's going to heal 3, go up to 16. Oh. Gets another Blessing in there. Draw another card. Gain some more life on the next turn. A second Blessing. He's seen all 3 of his Blessings back to back to back. Drawing a whole bunch of cards. Just keep going through that turn. That is not too shabby. It's going to allow Nolan to take a lot of damage on his turn as well. Wow. Okay, research, I guess, just sets up for the next turn, is what it appears. That is not too shabby. You can't really complain, so just comes in with the hammer. So double blessing, surge token, hammer. One floating, one card in hand, one in arsenal. Nolan's just like, you know what? I really don't have to. I don't have to push the point too hard. I can just kind of whack away a little bit, chip you away. So Oscar's going to use a skull cap and one card from hand to block for 4. So take 2. No reactions from either player. So 16 to 12 going into Oscar's turn. Nolan could potentially gain 6 life on his next turn. This could get a little bit out of hand here for Oscar. He needs to do a lot of damage this turn to try to even this back out. He only has 4 cards total to work with, 1 from arsenal, 3 from hand. So start with a Dauntless, into a Sharpened Steel, into Dawnblade. 9 total, not too bad. And the next defense reaction cost 1 more for Nolan there. So it may throw math off a little bit, but maybe not. Remember, Nolan has the potential to gain 6 life on the next turn. And this is an attack in here for 9. Keep that in mind. Skullcap not active there from Nolan, because he does have more life. Nolan no blocks. Wants to go to reactions. Glint, give that Dawnblade go again. Remember, there's a resource floating and a 3 counters on the tunic. Not bad here from Oscar. This is what he needed. So Fate Foreseen does cost 1 now. Oh boy, Nolan. Wow. Unmovable as well. 9 total. Holy smokes, Nolan, how did you get out of that? So this Dawnblade does have go again, but Oscar not able to use it, unfortunately, because Nolan's defense reactions just went crazy. So first blessing goes off. Okay. Second blessings. Hold on a second. So I'm sorry, they're both just revealed, so it's going to reveal the same 3 cards. So Nolan only gained 2 life, and then went in with the hammer. This is not chain, that doesn't banish. It is just reveal. So Anotho's coming across. Oscar not going to block it. Falls to 8. So we have 18 to 8. Nolan, very, very commanding lead. If you're just joining us now, this has been Bravo's game. Terenthia's just been trying to survive almost the entire game. Nolan's just have a wonderful string of defense reactions and money attacks. Nolan's not going to block it thanks to his higher life total. Takes 6, brings us down within 4, 12 to 8. Oscar now is going to go ahead and activate his bracers, +1 to the weapon, counter off the tunic to allow the Dawnblade to come in for 4 this time. If this one hits, Oscar will finally get that counter on the Dawnblade. It'll be about time. If it gets there, Nolan in the past has shown that he's able to get this stuff. So Oscar going for an overpower with the reactions. I think Nolan might be baiting Oscar into some of these reactions a little bit early. Maybe Oscar could choose to throw these in there. He's not had a chance to get any of his reprise triggers. If I was Oscar, I probably would have been no reactions. Let Nolan decide what he wants to do. That +4 is not quite worth it. Remember, if he had waited for the reprise trigger, he would have had 2 damage gone through there. So I think Nolan's doing an excellent job here, sort of baiting out Oscar into playing these attack reactions a little bit early. But Nolan doing a great job, biding his time, deciding, okay, I could take 4 here if I had to. But instead doing a great job here with the defense reaction. So now we got Oscar coming in for a total of 6, thanks to the Anothos plus ability. If you have 2 more cards into your pitch zone with cost 3 or greater, Anothos gains +2. So 6 coming out of Oscar. Not too bad from Nolan. Has a reliable 4 to 6 power attack per turn, plus all of the setup for his future turns. So it's not too shabby. So no reactions. Oscar's going to go ahead and block. for 3, take 3, fall down to 5. So 12 to 5, going into Oscar's turn. 3 cards in hand. Tunic counter at 1. So Spoils of War into Dawnblade. Spoils of War +2 and go again. If it hits, not too relevant, he'll create two coppers, but the big thing there is the +2 and go again. So 5 damage, or 5 power coming out for this Dawnblade. No resources floating, 1 card in hand for Oscar. Nolan trying to decide how he wants to do this. Oscar's at 5. Nolan could easily get there with the dominated attack. He wants to block with his chess piece, his gauntlets, and 1 card out of the hand for a total of 5. Oscar, no reactions, just moves to Arsenal and draw. So 5 to 12 going back into Nolan. Surge token going to go off. Ooh, there's the dominate there from Nolan. Uh-oh, this could be scary. This could do it here for us, folks. Spinal Crush for 9. With dominate, if it does 4 more damage, the opposing hero cannot gain go again during their next action phase. That's pretty good. That'll pretty much shut off any extra shenanigans Dorinthia tries to do with double attacks there. So you're guaranteed not to get a counter. But the big thing here is it's 9 with dominate coming at. Ooh, there goes the Tunic and the Brazier. So 6 total on the block. Key note there is it does only 3 damage there in that Spinal Crush. So Crush is not activated. So, we've been talking about Nolan doing a good job keeping counters off. Oscar's also been doing a good job not taking any debilitating Crush effects. Now, Oscar is sitting at 2, so hopefully he can turn this around a little bit. Nolan is in a commanding tempo and health advantage at 12. A large part and thanks to those blessings. Got a total of 5 health back. 5 health back from the blessings. So this could be a 2 to 7 game. Then he got a Heart of Fendal trigger there. So it could have been a 2 to 6. Not too crazy there. All right, so here we go. Oscar, Steel Blade, and a Dauntless, and a Dawnblade for 6. Defense reactions cost an additional 1. Nolan doesn't seem too disturbed by this. No blocks. Gonna try to bait out more reactions. No reactions from Oscar. No reactions from Nolan this time. So down to 6. Oscar draws this card up thanks to the Steel Blade. Arsenal. And pass the turn. So Oscar did a okay job there. Got an extra resource that he could then bank for later. But he is sitting, a little bit. He's in a little bit of trouble. Hopefully that Arsenal card is a defense reaction that he can use to block any potential dominate. Nolan just really needs to find 1 dominating attack to get in there, thanks to the fact that Oscar does not have really any equipment left to block with. So right now it's just a Nothos for 4. We do know that Nolan plays, I believe he plays Pummel. I think we saw that prior. We'll see if Oscar, yeah, we did see that prior because we did get the discard effect. We had talked about missing triggers. So we'll see. Yeah, it's not going to have the +2 here thanks to the fact that there's not 2 more cards in the pitch zone with 3 or greater. And the Pummel could also plus up the Anothos. Just we got to remember that. I was reminded that is a continuous ability. So that's actually going to be up to 10 there because Anothos is constantly checking for the +2. So there's that Pummel we were talking about that we will it into existence. Oscar was able to block 9 and Nolan gets 1 over. So Oscar's in some serious trouble. Nolan's at 6. We're down to the wire yet again. Both of our games and both of these rounds have gone down pretty close in life totals. If you remember last time, our chain player actually died to blood debt. That's how close it got. So into Oscar's turn. 1 card in hand, so only he's going to be able to do is that Dawnblade has 2 floating. No reactions there from Nolan. excuse me, from Oscar or Nolan. So Nolan falls to 3. Wisely consider the fact that Oscar probably didn't have enough damage, but that was sort of risky. Maybe Nolan's sitting on. I would imagine Nolan's sitting on the defense reaction. He could have fired off there had it got scary. But 1 to 3 into Nolan's turn. A full grip, 4 cards. 1 dominated attack would do it. Seismic Search into Dominate. There we go. Blue disabled for 7 with Dominate. And that'll do it. Oscar does not have a defense reaction card. He can't block enough out of the hands because of the Dominate. And then our Bravo player will do it. Great job there from Nolan. Oscar tried to keep in there, was on the back foot for most of the game, and just couldn't quite get back on top. So Dusk has come over for this Dawn Blade, and Bravo takes it. That'll do it for us here in round 2. Remember, this is Uncharted Realms brings you Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Classic Constructed event. So if you enjoy what you're seeing, drop a like and subscribe. Let us know what you think in the comments, who's going to win, and we'll catch you in rounds number 3. Hey everyone, and welcome to Uncharted Realms brings you Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Classic Constructed event. I'm Brent Kitchen alongside streamers to be named, sitting in the awesome production booth. We're excited to bring you round 3 action of this weekly event. We had a total of 15 players, a little late sign up there, but 15 players to follow along. And we're in round number 3. We've got 2 players here that you might have seen before. Anthony there on the top of your screen playing Katsu, and Nolan playing Bravo. Both of these players were on stream in round 1 and round 2, so we just get to see them again. A little bit of heads up. Both of them won, so a little bit of a game of champions here in round number 3. But a little bit about today's event. Uncharted Rounds brings you Out of the Box Gaming's Armory event. Out of the Box Gaming is a store local to Thomasville, North Carolina. They have in-store play and a awesome singles marketplace. So if you're in the mood for a new deck, or if you need those last couple of pieces you didn't pull out of your crew box, check out Out of the Box Gaming in person or online at outoftheboxgaming.com. So we're just going to go ahead after Nolan shuffles up there, and we'll get into our gameplay. Who do you have, Bravo or Katsu? I think I'm 1-1. I would have had Bravo in that last matchup. Yeah, well, sue me for not announcing it, but I'm gonna have to go with. I think Katsu's real strong, but I'm a big fan of seeing the Bravo in here. Nolan did a amazing job in round number 2 to come out with some huge defensive reactions. Also played around Reprise super awesomely against the Dorinthia. Player he was against, his Dorinthia opponent. Anthony, on the other hand, played Katsu into Chain and actually managed to blood that Armando out. That was his opponent there in round 1. So Anthony rocking the mask, the tunic, the ninja gloves there, and the Snapdragon scalers. No sweat there. Nolan, on the other hand, still rocking the skull cap. The same look that he had last time. Skull cap, chest plate, arms, and iron rod leggings. So Nolan, as our turn 1 player, started out with a Seismic Surge thanks to Tectonic Plating and a Nothos for 6 because he had 2 or more cards in his pitch zone with cost 3 or greater. So Nolan grabs first blood. Anthony falls to 39. So 40 to 39 going into Anthony's turn. Nolan's got 1 card in arsenal and 4 cards in hand. Who do you got? Let me know. I got Bravo. We'll keep a tally. We'll make some bets. We'll gamble a little bit, start throwing some money around, but that might come later as Anthony starts off with a Kadachi. No blocks there from Nolan. 39 apiece. Or you could say square at 39. Here we go. Second Kadachi here. No blocks again. So our chip away begins. Anthony started his round 1 the same way. Kadachi, and then to his future turns, he stopped Kadachi. Had better cards to play out of his hand. So keep that in mind. Look for that gameplay action to happen. So he spins that 1, blackout, kick for 4. This is a mask attack. And it could potentially be Katsu. So no blocks. Into reactions. Razor's Reflex to pump it up. Sharpen it up to 7. Bait for scene from Nolan. Nolan's a big defense reaction player here. Those Bravo shields. Opted 1. And Sink Blow. So we light that card up on top for opt. And then gets to put a card on bottom and draw it. Not bad there from Nolan. I'm a huge fan of his style of gameplay here and how Bravo rocks and Classic Constructed. So this is almost an absolute masterclass. If you're looking for some great Bravo tips or gameplay, I think this is the place to be, following along with Nolan. So going into Nolan's turn, going in with Anathos for 6 after creating the Seismic Surge token. So into reactions and a pummel. Look at that. Nolan coming out. Give this one's just going to be a +4. Not going to get the discard effect. Discard effect because it's a hammer attack. Technically, there's not much difference between a club and a hammer, but in this case, it's not going to matter. So just +4 on the 10. Anthony making sure he doesn't have to discard. Going to take the full 10 down to 29. Look at that. Nolan, huge turn there. Big fan. Big fan. You got to create the token. Just kind of a casual Anathos attack. Nothing super scary about it. And then boom. Pummel him right into the ground. So Anthony, Tunic on 2 into his turn. Has a full grip to work with. Since he took the 10, Nolan's got a commanding life lead by 9. We're going to start with our Kodachi chipaways. Nolan's not concerned about them. 29-37. So here we go. So Anthony's already into the just attacks. So 2 of those resources into Surging Strike. So there's nothing now floating for Anthony. Nolan's only going to block for 1. Ooh, there we go. Fate for Scene for 4. Love this out of Nolan. I'm a huge fan of this. So 5 attack to 5 block plus the opt. You got to think Nolan also probably has more defense reactions there. So Whelming Gust Wave. Thanks to the Surging Strike, go again. And it is a combo, so just the natural. Whelming Gust Wave for 4, and if it hits, draw a card. It does have go again. So Nolan is incentivized to block this to prevent Katsu. Hold on a second. We gotta go fix that. That Kodachi should not come in. Hold on, we gotta fix this. Hey guys, can you hear me? There were no resource flow. And we're back. Yep, we just had to fix a little bit there. So Anthony just forgot to remove the energy from the Surging Strike, and so he chipped away with an extra Kodachi there. So 37-29 going into Nolan's turn. It came out with a Spinal Crush to start. Look at that. Ooh, nope, excuse me. That is... Yeah, that's a Spinal Crush, I believe. Excuse me, Crippling Crush. That's better. All right. So if it deals 4 more damage, they got to discard 2. So 11 coming out. Anthony's able to block 10. I'm sorry, the wrong crush. I'm getting crushed over here. Look at that. So excuse me, but Anthony did get a block 10 of it. Keeping 2 cards in hand. Nolan only trampled over 1. So Tunic now is importantly up at 3. So we're going to start, Anthony's going to start away with the chips. So Kadachi, no blocks, 36 to 28. Kadachi again. Let me guess, no blocks here out of Nolan. He's actually thinking about it. Considering. Could be crucial here to block for a potential mask. Well, there's no blocks. Kind of speaks to me that he does have some defense reactions in turn. So Flusterflist coming in for 2. It's a blue. No cards in hand for Anthony. So what you see is what you got. So this is going to be easy to block from the mask. Nolan may even allow this to go through. It doesn't have go again. And if Anthony wanted to give it go again, he would have to fire the Snapdragon Scalers off prior to the draw effect from the mask. So could have blinds sent that, but Nolan's just not gonna even allow for any shenanigans. Anthony draws back up. Over to Nolan's turn. So Seismic Surge. And 2 Anothos. Look at that. 6 coming in. Great sequencing here from Nolan. 2 energy floating. Nolan with a card in hand. Could be another pummel. Could pump this up to +4. So far, our life totals haven't swung too crazily in the last couple of turns. So no blocks there from Anthony. Wants to go to reactions. So sink below to start. Throw 1 down. Nolan, no reaction. So 2's going to come over. Nolan now gets a card in the arsenal there and gets to draw up. So over to Anthony's turn. He's got 3 cards in hand to work with. Nolan's got a total of 5 at the moment. So Nolan is definitely rocking with the tempo advantage and the health advantage. Anthony's going to try to get Katsu going. At some point, you'd imagine he's going to find the card. So to start with Kadachi, down to 34. He is chipping away. We do have to keep that in mind. Nolan's going to send the Tectonic Plating in front of it to block the 1. Prevent the mask. Scar for a Scar. There we go. It is going to have go again. So 4 go again. Nolan with the Fate for Scene. Get that opt. Look at that. So Scar for Scar does have the go again because Anthony's sitting at less life. Anthony coming out with a Pounding Gale for 5 to follow up. Look at that. Nice job. 4 attacks total there from Anthony. So far, Nolan only took the 1 attack. So it takes 5. So it's going to fall down to 29. There we go. I got 26 to 29. And that will do it for Anthony's turn. Got a nice attack there. Double Kadachis and the double attacks. That's kind of what you want to see from Katsu. Has yet to be able to activate Katsu's ability. So you could maybe say that Anthony's draws have been a little subpar. We haven't seen the Flick Flax yet. We have seen Sink Belows to keep in mind. But Nolan's definitely had the card advantage here. Always getting the card in the arsenal and getting some nice attacks. So here we go. So Spinal Crush for 9. Thanks also to Bravo. It does have Dominate. If it hits for 4 or more, it's going to absolutely kill Anthony's next turn because his attacks cannot gain go again. So that would absolutely just kill out a ninja turn. You thought you were going to Kadachi, but not today. Anthony is super incentivized here to block for at least 6. Has the mask he could throw in for 2. Has a card from hand he could throw in for 3. Definitely needs to throw at least 2 cards out of hand here to get for 6. It could also potentially waste a Tunic right now if he wants to. Ooh. He's rechecking math, trying to get crushed, so it's mask. Ooh, 2 equipment to go to 6. No reactions here from Nolan. That could have been a blowout reaction turn there from Nolan. Oh, you'd almost hope that Arsenal card was going to be it. But unfortunately, not the case. Didn't also have the energy for it, but that's okay. So now over into Anthony's turn. Excuse me, he couldn't block with 2 cards out of hand because of the Dominate. What am I saying? Had to use the mask to block it. So a little bit of an equipment check from both players. But yeah, no, thanks for checking me. It was could only use one card from hand, so I had to use both that equipment and definitely did not want to get crushed. But here we go. Anthony coming in for 6. Wait a second now. Anthony, you could have taken that crush. This doesn't have go again. So Command and Conquer coming in for 6. Anthony is not going to block it. Is going to lose the movable out of Arsenal. So what that tells me is that Nolan could not actually, because it was defense reactions. So and he did not want to give cards up out of the hand. That's not a bad play there by Nolan, taking a calculated risk as we go into his turn. 4 cards in hands. Starts with a Dominated. Crippling Crush. Look at that. 11 again. Not too bad. Now, our life totals are all evened up thanks to that Command and Conquer. 23 to 23. And if Crippling Crush deals 4 or more damage, Anthony will have to discard 2 cards at random and definitely doesn't want to do that. I would have preferred Anthony to keep his mask, knowing that he was going to Command and Conquer on the next turn, but decided that he liked his health a little bit more. So Anthony's not going to block at all. No reaction. It's going to take 11, fall down to 12. Has to discard 2 random cards, so he's only gonna have 2 cards in hand. So we're gonna roll a dice. 1, 2, 3. Take the third one. Doesn't have a D4. Only has a D6. So then we're gonna go again. Divide by 2. Number 2. I guess not divide by 2. They're just gonna go 1 through 3 and come out. So all right. They figured it out. They got it out there. And now Anthony is in a little bit of trouble. Only has 1 card in Arsenal and 2 cards in hand. And is sitting at 12 life under the Blitz. Tunic counter goes up. But not a lot to work with. I would have loved to have seen Anthony keep his mask here so that way he could potentially string together a turn. But not too bad. Plunder Run into E-Strike. E-Strike coming in for 10. On hit, he draws. But does not have going in. So E-Strike +2, Plunder Run. Anthony's just trying to get the draw effects to get in the arsenal to try to just increase his cards. No one's going to block 3. Wants to just kind of keep his life high. Takes 7, goes to 16. Anthony draws. Yep, there we go. Arsenal will move on. Not too shabby by Anthony there. Look at that. I would like to see Nolan try to get his health under the 12 there from Anthony if he can feather it well. Just be able to use this skull cap. It's a good effect. So far he hasn't had a good chance to use it. But I would like to see him be able to use it. Keep some cards in hand. And maybe allow this skull cap to go off. But in this case, we're going to start out with the classic Nolan Tectonic Plating to create the Seismic Surge token and to note those for 6. Not too shabby. 2 floating. Remember, Nolan does play pummels. We've only seen 1 so far. It could plus this up by 4, up to 10, if Anthony wants to respect that. Tunic could be a good equipment piece to block with in the future, seeing as it only has 1 counter. Oh, here we go. Nolan's getting 2 cards out a turn here from Anthony. Not too bad. So Anthony blocking for 6. We're almost into a blitz game here. Or not almost, we pretty much are. This is classic blitz gameplay practically. Who's really favored in that blitz? I would think Nolan would be with that health advantage. But over to Anthony's turn. 2 cards in hand. 1 card in arsenal. Taking his time to decide. Wants to chip away. So Kadachi for 1. So 1 card in hand, 1 in arsenal, 1 damage coming through. It's a game of 1,000 ones. Let's see. So far, chat has backed me up with the Bravo, and I would say that Bravo looks pretty good right now. That Anothos is not out there blocking. It has just been it was just such a big attack. It got it's still on the swing bag. All right, so Rising Knee Thrust for 3. No go again at the moment, but we could see a Snapdragon Scalers. We might see our first Katsu activation here from Anthony. Nolan's mathing out his next turn / defense reactions. Clarifying the 2 floating there from Anthony to make sure this time. It's there. It's active. Nolan really thinking about it. Taking the decision. What would you do in this situation? I know I would definitely be incentivized to block this. It's only for 3. Let him Razor's Reflex this. If you think he's got Razor's Reflex, you know he's not getting the Katsu combo, so you maybe even could just let it go. Okay, here we go. So Anthony blocks it for 3. So scales come out to give it +1. Still no go again. Okay, Snapdragon Scalers give it go again. So now this is going to be coming for 4, blocked for 3. It is currently hitting. It does come through. So Anthony down to 12. Or excuse me, Nolan down to 14. Anthony at 12. Anthony discards a Soul Beat to go get a combo card. It's about ready to come out here with the Whelming Gust Wave. Or excuse me, Hurricane Technique. I'm sorry, that's... Let me get the right ninja card there. So Hurricane Technique, it'll get a +1 and go again. And if it hits, it goes back to his hand. Not exactly the biggest combo piece there for Ninja, but it will be a 5 attack. Oh, wait a second. I think Anthony might not be able to find the Hurricane Technique. He went through his graveyard and said, that's unfortunate. Maybe he's forgotten about it. Or maybe he didn't. Maybe he forgot to put it in the deck. Oh no. For you Katsu players out there, is this usual? Nope, he had it. Okay, alright. He just he may have wanted to go get something else to put in Arsenal, but he is gonna declare Hurricane Technique. Alright, we got there. I was a little worried for a second. Anthony had me worried. I was... Oh, no. Anthony came in with a Kadachi, didn't Hurricane. Oh, no. That's going to ruin the combo effects. Anthony did attack with the Kadachi, just realized it was going to affect the combo. Oh, no. Okay. All right, so Nolan's gonna let him take that back. So Anthony is gonna come in with the Hurricane Technique. There we go. Just gotta make sure you guys remember your combos with those Katsus. A lot of times it's easy to get to, but sometimes you can forget it. So Hurricane Technique had Anthony gone Kadachi Hurricane, he would not have gotten the combo effect there from Hurricane, but didn't matter too much anyways. Nolan blocked it for 5, and Kadachi came in for 1. So we got 12 to 13, almost an even ball game again. I don't think Nolan will really have a chance to use both skull cap effects here, but he might. So Nolan just coming in for 4. Very basic turn. And so now we got 8 to 13 after no blocks there from Anthony. So Katsu's turning this around a little bit, even without the mask. I was a little bit surprised here. I thought Nolan was going to just start running away from it. He had some pretty crushing attacks. But Anthony's doing a good job kind of staying in there. Gets a Surging Strike. Coming in for 4. Nolan wants to immovable after no blocks. Block is clean. It goes through. On to Anthony's second attack. Pitches 1. Coming with Kadachi. No blocks there, and Nolan falls to 12. Anthony's just going to arsenal and pass. Tries to get some card advantage going on. I like it from Anthony. He's trying to do what he can. Trying to just claw his way back into this game. Nolan, however, though, has a lot of cards to work with in hand now. Only spent... he technically spent 2 for the immovable. So he's got 2 in hand, 1 card in arsenal. But we have a no-dose for 6 after a seismic surge generation. Thanks to tectonic plating. Excuse me, for 4, that is not a second blue source. Unfortunate. Unfortunate, looks like a yellow and blue. Oh, excuse me, with cost 3 or greater. I'm sorry, not pitch. So no, that's only for 4. 1 card block down to 3, 12 to 7. On to Anthony's turn. Now, Anthony's got 3 cards to work with. 4 cards to work, excuse me. Tunic's up at 3 counters. There we go. There's that 3. Now, he can use this for an extra energy. Got 2 uses out of this Tunic, which I was a little bit surprised about. I thought he might have to block with it early to prevent some crush effects, but did not need to. So, Anthony kind of sneaks away with an extra energy. E-strike, choosing mode, 5, go again. Five, go again. No blocks from Nolan straight up, but Nolan is a defense reaction player. Sink blow right there from Nolan. So 5 to 4 right now, 1 carrying over. Okay, damage goes through into Anthony's second attack. All right, going into Katsu actually first. There we go. Wants to use that once per turn effect. He pitched a Whelming Gust Wave, and we'll see what combo card does he have in hand. So I was a little bit wrong in the previous turn. He can't arsenal this because it actually gets banished. He can only play it this turn, so it does change what he can. It's not as versatile as I would hope for, but it definitely can still get there. So her technique to come out for 4. No go again, no combo, because Rising Knee was not the last card. Anthony has no way to give this go again at the moment. So Nolan's going to sink below and cycle a card. So 4 to 4 there. Anthony says, all right, that's good. Arsenals and passes. Draws up to 4. Back to Nolan. Straight out of the arsenal. Sigil for 3. Not a common classic constructed card, but it actually is going to do pretty well in this matchup because he also... see, the pitch, the heart is not going to give him an extra life, unfortunately, but the Sigil did give him 3 life, and then just a straight swing in for 4, thanks to a Nothos. 1 card left in Nolan's hand. Sigil, not as deadly in Classic Constructed as it is in Blitz. The the 3 life does not increase in Classic Constructed, so you're talking 3 out of 40 life versus 3 out of 20 life, which is what makes Sigil so darn annoying in Blitz. So Nolan got the 4 through, though, so Anthony's at 3. Nolan's at 14, so Nolan definitely has the health advantage, which is absolutely amazing for him, if you're sitting in that perspective. But Anthony leads off with a Surging Strike, actually pitching a Time Snap. Not going to have the ability to, or not going to have the time to use that Time Snap potion all this game, so wisely pitches it. Doesn't try to play it. But Anthony has a couple cards in hand and 1 in the arsenal. Likely see a Katsu effect here if it gets through. But no. Blue unmovable out of the arsenal, so it goes up to 6. So into Anthony's second attack. Whelming Gust Wave. Got the combo. 4 go again, and if it hits, draw a card. Not too bad here from Anthony. This is the exact string we've been waiting for. It took him a while. It took him down to 3 life, but boy, did he find it finally. He needed this earlier in the game, but, better late than never. Nolan going to be able to block 4, though, and keep 2 cards in hand. He's able to get the Razor's Reflex in there, up to 7. Nolan takes down to 11. Anthony gets the card draw. It does have go again, so that's not bad. Gets to pitch and Kadachi. So another 2 damage. Look at that. So only got 5 damage over this turn. Oh, he does get a block with the skull cap, excuse me. So only got 4 damage in this turn. But still not too shabby. Used majority of cards out of his hand, or all the cards out of his hand that turn. Left the one in Arsenal, though. But Anthony's doing what he can to try to keep back into this game. So over to Nolan's turn. So Nolan with another sigil. So he's gained 6 life total this turn, or this game, and then just passes off of that. Now Anthony's got the tempo play, which is a little bit surprising considering that he's at 3 life, but he may have stabilized here. I could be eating my call on the Bravo. Nolan falling to 12. Kadachi. Nolan doesn't have to worry about the mask. And, I would actually lose my mind if Anthony could get another Tunic energy off of this. But Anthony, for right now, Whelming Gust Wave. It's blue, so it's only for 2. Oh, excuse me, it's yellow, so only coming in for 2. Does not get the combo. Likely trying to just set up the Katsus. No one's thinking deep about this one. Calls no blocks. Wants to let it go through. We're going to see a Katsu activation here. Whoa! Never mind. Anthony might not have had a 0-cost card to pitch. To activate Katsu, he's left with 2 cards in the hands. Oh, no. You got to think that the tempo advantage Anthony had might have just thrown it away. I hate to say it, but hopefully has a super plan here. A lot of defense reactions in hand to try to even that back out. But now Nolan gets to go back into his turn. And all 4 cards in hand and a card in Arsenal gets a Spinal Crush for 9. And keep those cards didn't pay to give it dominate. So you got to think that there's some pummeling action going on here. If it does 4 or more, Anthony's not going to be able to get and go again. It's going to kill his next turn. I would super expect to see Nolan be able to just pummel this right here. We haven't seen the other 2. This kind of speaks to me of a pummel turn. Does Anthony respect it? Does he overblock this? He would need to use all the cards from his hand to overblock it, and then still would get hit by the pummel. If he pummeled, he would just take a damage. Oh, okay, so Anthony no blocks into reaction. So only 4 right now, so 5 damage. Yep, pummel. Up to 13. Anthony doesn't like the look of that. So if Anthony takes this, he will die. This is lethal. Anthony needs... I mean, it was lethal anyways with just the op. He needs to... Has to have defense reactions here. I mean, he would, otherwise the game would just be over right now. Is it Flick Flack or Sink Below? Flick Flack. Blue Flick Flack. Can only get up to 10. And that's going to do it. Anthony went a little quick, he thinks now, and considering he should have blocked, but that will do it. Nolan, once again, takes it with some nice, clean action and gameplay. Nolan, our Bravo player, takes round number 3. I'm sure we'll see him more, but that will do it here for us in round number 3. Remember, this is Uncharted Realms brings you Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Classic Constructed event. Stay tuned for more Classic Constructed gameplay today and for the following couple of weeks as we start our Classic Constructed series. But that'll do it for us here in round number 3, and we'll catch you guys in round number 4. Hey everyone, and welcome to Uncharted Realms weekly event. I'm Brent, alongside streamer to be named, sitting in the awesome production booth, and we are excited to bring you round 4 action of Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Classic Constructed event. I know you're used to me saying Blitz, but this time we got Classic Constructed, and it looks like it's going to be Classic Constructed for at least a month moving forward. So if you're prepping for Nationals or you like the Classic Constructed a little bit better than Blitz, make sure to tune in week by week and see some of your favorite players and heroes go at it in the Classic Constructed format. But anyways, back to Out of the Box Gaming. Out of the Box Gaming is a store local to Thomasville, North Carolina. They have graciously sponsored these events, and they are a store that specializes in store play and have an awesome marketplace for singles. So if you're looking to play and you're around the area of Thomasville, North Carolina, stop on by or check out Out of the Box Gaming at outoftheboxgaming.com and pick up those last few cards you didn't pull out of your crew boxes. But that'll do it for there. We are in round 4, just to recap, round 4 of our 15-man Classic Constructed event. And we're going to see Bill on Prism versus Nolan. Once again, he's been 3 for 3 on stream on Bravo. So we'll get into the gameplay. And Nolan is our turn 1 player. He's been doing awesome on stream lately. Had some great clutch defense reactions. Just great sequencing of plays. But now he's got a new opponent this time. Faced off Warrior the first time. A Katsu Ninja the second time. So it's Dorinthia Warrior. And now he's going to face a Prism, an Illusionist. So Nolan was a swing for 4. Bill's like, okay, you know what? Cycle this out for 8. Bill's going to pummel. It's going to increase the Enothos thanks to the pitch effect. So it gives a +2 up to 6, plus the pummel +4 up to 10. So Nolan getting first blood here on first turn. Also gets the Arsenal card, and not too shabby for a Bravo player. Look at this. I told you guys last round. I'll say it again. Nolan is doing absolutely wonderful and almost a straight masterclass of Bravo gameplay. So let me know before this gets too deep. Who do you got? Who's going to win? Name your champion here. Hire your hero. Ooh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we can start throwing money at this. We'll start betting on it. But my money's gonna go back to Nolan. I'm a big Illusionist fan. But I think, you know, he may have met his match here in Prism. Prism's gonna have a very consistent turn. So Prism to start out, Tome of Divinity, excuse me. He's gonna draw 2 cards, and if a card goes to soul, he'll draw 3 instead. So Bill coming out with the Merciful Retribution to start. It has go again. So he'll ping in for 1. Just a talk on pitch. So no floating there, just a double check there. So Nolan wouldn't know what's coming up, but just 1 block in there from the Merciful Retribution. Merciful Retribution is a Spectra card, so we may see some Spectra shenanigans. But now we got a War-tuned Hero coming in for 6. It does have go again. If it hits, it'll go to the stole. We see Bill's Soul down there in his on our top right, his bottom left of the turn. So Nolan's going to block 1, fall down 38 apiece. Fortune Hero goes to the soul. And Nolan's going to block 3. 3 for 3. So that'll do it. Didn't quite catch the last attack there, but it was an attack for 3 and a block for 3. So over into Nolan's turn. I just want to make sure both players were discussing board state there. But they got it all figured out. So Nolan attacks the Spectrum Merciful Retribution. And then he's going to Arsenal Sigil Solace. Not too shabby there by Nolan. Look at that. So 38 to 40. Great job there from Nolan. Didn't need to throw in a lot of damage at the hero itself. Could break the Spectra. Didn't need to worry about go again because he's playing Bravo. So Prism might not have this. Now he's going to be able to get all these spectral shields, which will hopefully prevent some crush effects. Ooh, look at this, Bill. So he created the Spectral Shields, banishing a card out of the soul, and then got the library out there. So library is going to go ahead and draw him up to 5 because he had 2 yellow pitch in his pitch zone. Not too shabby. This is a huge, huge opener there from Bill. So Nolan coming in with a Cranial Crush, and it has a crush effect that if it deals 4 more damage, a hero cannot draw cards during their next action phase. So Bill gonna take 7, cannot draw cards in the next action phase. Not a super detrimental effect now that the tome's already gone. But Bill will have the effect of this library, most likely. Ooh, actually, I stand corrected. That tome could have potentially allowed Bill to draw, but not quite there. So pitch for 6 into another Merciful. Darn, Bill just cleaning out the hand, the deck, just the perfect cards. Nolan going to take 2 after blocking 1 with the Skullcap. And we got another Herald. Quick gameplay from both of our players. They're trying to speed run classic constructed rounds. Just we're trying to get it followed along. All right, so then Nothos going after the Ode. That wasn't Merciful. That was an Ode. And then that'll do it for Nolan's turn. Draws up over to Bill. Still has that library, which is just an absolute money card to have in turn number 2. All right, so 2 yellow pitching. So another Ode. Gets a Prismatic Shield for 3 Spectral Shields token. So it has 4 total. 5 total. All right. So all of these Spectral Shields coming in for 10. For 10 total, but Bill was able to block, or excuse me, Nolan was able to block a few of them and take 4. All right, so Nolan, not to his turn. Seismic Surge. Has to double in the pitch zone. So Nothos is going to swing for 6. At the Prism. Decides not to go after the Spectre targets anymore. I feel like this is probably a smart switch up. Was definitely in a losing game. You also think that there's probably a pummel here if Nolan wants to swing at the hero. Ooh, Soul Shield there. Into a pummel. There it is. Like we said, pummel. Wants to try to get the disc. Well, no, will not get the discard effect because it's not an action. It's just a hammer attack. So another 4. So Bill will take 4. Lose 4 shields. And then Nolan passes away. So Social goes in Soul. So 31 to 33, going into the Bills' turn. Still has a library out there that was just doing some really good work. Now Bill is going to make a Spectral Shield and attack for 1, possibly 2 if it hits. Also is attacking with the Spectrum, and so he's going to take, Nolan's going to take 4 total. A little bit of shortcuts here by our aura tokens, but we'll allow it. We'll let it happen. So Tome, Bill draws. Does not have a go again. Nolan's considering blowing up the library. Nolan's going to pitch a heart, gain 1, 31 to 30. Definitely wants to get rid of that library. You do not want this to sit around, and if it can maybe stick around with the Spectres. Now he's got 2 actions. He's going to discard 2 yellows to blow up the library. And then swing in with a Nothos to try to break the spectral token. Excuse me, the spectrum. And it will resolve. So, not bad by Nolan here. 31 to 30 to clean out the library, which was definitely needed. And then also get the pumping aura. So, the unfortunate part is that Bill could play a Genesis, which is going to allow him to create some spectral shield tokens and draw a card at the start of his turn. So that is pretty nasty. So just a little clarification on the board state there. So Bill was able to put a card into this Hero Soul. And so we created 2 shield tokens. So one from the put. So we had one carryover, 1 shield token, and then was able to generate a new one. All right, so Nolan's going to take 4. So that'll do it for Bill's turn. Over to Nolan. Trying to attack Genesis. And that will do it for Nolan's turn. Arsenal and draw. Okay, so Bill doing awesome work here with the Prism, showing a defensive Prism build. I'm going to go ahead and start break his Weavers. So 6 coming out. Key thing here is no Phantasm. It does have Go again, thanks to the yellow pitch in the pitch zone. So Nolan will block 6. So this Prism list is actually a detrimental here, or not, is sort of detrimental here for Nolan because he runs a lot of big, meaty defense reaction cards. So all of these little tiny chipaways get in and around that. So Bill coming in with the 5-cost attack. And so we'll see. Bill's not quite, sorry about that. We can't quite see his cards thanks to the screen. Didn't quite say it, but we're trying to follow along at home. We're trying. Gameplay's, we'll at least get the power and defense there for you guys. So at least we'll have that. So back into Bill. A little bit of thinking. All right, so another. All right, so Bill, at the end of his turn, another Merciful Retribution. Generates a shield token. So that's it for cards out of the soul. So Nolan's done a good job so far chipping away at these specters, these auras. But now, all right, so now we're into Nolan's turn. Or no, excuse me, he's got 5 damage coming at him. Whew. All right, so Nolan, no blocks there. And Bill will drop. So there we go. I thought we had already gone through there, but nope, they were just deciding. A little second decision there. And so now into Nolan's turn, he's got another aura to contend with. +4 out on the field, so he's not likely to get a crush effect. But probably needs to break these Spectra cards. So Nolan going with the Rouse the Ancients reveals 15 power. So it will be 7 go again on that Rouse the Ancients. Coming at Prism. So Nolan kind of going back and forth on whether or not he should hit the aura or the hero. Bill is going to spend 3 cards out of hand to block 9. Nolan's then going to come in with the hammer at the Retribution. Retribution's gone. All right, so 31 to 17 still. Thanks to Retribution trigger. Bill on his turn is going to pitch create a spectral shield, and then come in for each of the spectral shields for 5. No one can only block one at a time, though, unfortunately. He would much rather prefer to be able to spend a defense reaction at a hand or arsenal to block all 5 of these, but I think Bill might have the answer to this almost unstoppable Bravo deck. So Nolan down to 12, took all 5. Luckily, it's not pumped up. Doing a great job, Nolan is, of clearing out the spectral tokens and trying to chip away damage. He's only got 9 total chipped away. But now he gets straight attacks into heroes. Crippling Crush dominated for 11. If it crushes, Bill will have to discard 2 from hand. So, Bill going to take 3. So I threw out the Merciful to get the damage effect from the shields. And then Bill blocked 1 card from hand and then allowed the shields to pop. So took 3 damage there, down to 28, and then Nolan falls to 6. Bill's turn. Merciful Retribution comes in for 1. Nolan no blocks. Back to Nolan. Blessing Deliverance, so that will give him some life back in the next turn. Right now, our Prism player is definitely in the lead health-wise. Has used a lot of his money cards, though. So maybe there's a chance Nolan can clean through here. So Anothos breaks the Retribution. And Nolan falls to 4. It's looking pretty bleak, though, for our Bravo player. For those in the Bravo camp, Prism just has so much chip away damage. It's hard to stop with. And Bill just had a absolutely monster opening turn. So 4 tokens total here. So a little bit of a shortcut. So Prismatic grade 3, and out of the soul there for another one, and then 4 coming in. Nolan blocks 1 of them, takes 3. So 28 to 2. Excuse me, he blocks both of them. There we go. So 2. So Nolan on the blessings found 2. Knows what's coming next turn. This is going to be a crucial turn here from Nolan. Needs to get some damage in. Another rouse, so 7 go again, but no cards. Well, actually, no, he does have those cards. Those are just revealed. Bill, no blocks. All 4 shields get popped. Takes 3. Now Nolan can pitch, and Anothos coming in for 6. No blocks here by Bill. So now Nolan finally gets some damage in. Got through all of the auras. All of the retributions are now gone, thankfully. But now Nolan will have to contend with the Genesis. So go into Bill's start of turn. Genesis triggers. Throws a light card into the soul, so it gets a shield and a draw. So 2 auras. It's a nice defensive build there. So attacking him for 5. Nolan blocked for 5. Excuse me, blocked to break the Phantasm, but Bill paid the 1 to gain that action point back, and they came in with both of the auras. So down to 2, Nolan is. All right, back to Nolan's turn. Attacks the Genesis. Ooh, Nolan's Sigil back up to 5. And then Remembrance. So 19 to 5. Bill's got 1 card in Soul and 1 Spectral Shield. A little bit of shuffle up effect there from Nolan, thanks to Remembrance. So Nolan no longer has the skull cap he could use. His tectonic plating cannot block. So he's gonna have to start using some cards here from hand to stay alive. All right, so into Bill's turn. Attacking for 5. Nolan tries to pop it. So now this is starting to favor Nolan here. He no longer has to block shields, auras coming in, but can just straight phantasm off attacks. So that resolves there. Bill's gonna go ahead and get the action point thanks to the footsteps and come in for 1. Nolan spins a pummel. So Nolan, no damage finally. He may have started to stabilize here. But we'll see if he can continue that up. So now we're going to see the classic Seismic Surge Anothos for 6 coming at Bill. Bill takes 5, falls to 14. But crucially keeps those cards in the hand. He had that life total to work with, and he could just use that life as a resource. So back to Bill's turn. So a 6 attack coming in. Nolan pops it. Pays to get the resource back. Comes again once again for 6. Nolan pops it again. Who needs multiple blocks for 6? When just one card will do. Look at that. So Nolan going in his turn with 2 cards in the hand. Surge Anothos for 6. Look at this. Consistent. Is our Bravo player going to out-consistent our Prism? Our Illusionist? Bill takes all 6. That means we're at an 8-5 ball game here, folks. Is Nolan going to take this away? Bill's been trying to just get this last bits of damage. Had to contend with a blessing for 2 and 2 sigils. So I had to combat 8 health, and that is making all the difference. So War-Tuned Herald coming in for 5. Nolan wants to pop it. Okay, classic last turn. Just a rinse repeat. Breaks, pays the 1 for the action point back. So another attack for 5, and if it hits, gain a Spectral Shield. But Nolan pops it again. I feel like we are in potentially Bravo's ballgame here now. Bill just couldn't quite get there with all the Mercifuls and Odes. And so now this is definitely in Nolan's camp. So 6 coming in, no cards in hand, no cards in arsenal. So 5-2. Wow, look at this. We are in a game now, folks. I thought this was going so one-sided, but Nolan just expertly navigated through here. But we got Nolan coming in to pop. Bill asked, but it's an 8 power defense, so Glisten is not going to reduce it. Is going to can't blinding me, but is going to blinding beam it. So it hits, draw some cards, goes to Soul. So blinding beam was enough to get it down. So the Phantasm doesn't pop. Reduce it from 8 to 5, unfortunately. So, did Bill bring it back in? So, pitches, creates a Spectral Shield thanks to Banishing from Soul. 2 cards in hand still from Bill. With 2 mana floating, or 2 resources floating. Excuse me, this is Flesh and Blood, not Magic. Nolan taking 1, all square, 2 and 2. Another attack here for 3, go again. Nolan blocks 3. Nolan's still 2 cards in hand. You know he's going to be able to attack for 6. Well, no, excuse me, I can only do 4. Well, is guaranteed to at least get 1 card out of hand here from Bill. So no resource floating, one card in hand here from Nolan. So not expecting reactions, but maybe an arsenal here after the Enothos. Bill has to block here. He does have the shield, so needs to block for at least 3. Excuse me, needs to block for at least 2. That will leave him at 1 life after the shield pops. Bill mathing out. Trying to determine what he wants to do. Bill deciding. Still deciding. Nolan was expertly able to stabilize here. You know, you look back 3, 4, or 5 turns ago and you're like, this is over. But Nolan, though, is not one to just roll over. So Bill here going to throw the footsteps in front to block. And the vestige. So it didn't actually have to block from the hand, but did pitch for it. And we broke the vestige. So that's pretty big there. Bill falls down to 1. So another super close game. A prismatic shield here. And a banish from soul. So four shield tokens here. Nolan has to block at least 3 of them. They do all have a go again. This could be a problem here. Oh, Nolan's going to block 1 sigil. So cancel out all damage. Hold on a sec. The math didn't add up. Hey guys, real quick. All right, we got back to it. Wanted to just make sure that we got the life totals correct there. It's actually 1 to 2, not -1. There we go. All right, so now Nolan gets to come in for 6. Had to double check, get the the board state correct. And so a Notos here coming in for 6. It's crucially gonna pop these shields to allow Nolan to avoid taking a whole bunch of damage. On his next turn, Bill does block 6 though. Nolan no responses. So 2 cards in hand from Bill, 1 card in arsenal, but crucially 4 shields out there. So Nolan might actually be in a little bit of trouble. So War-Tune Herald coming in. So this is an attack for 6. So at this stage, though, it looks like Bill is going to take it just thanks to the fact that he can attack with all of these spectrals. And that is going to pull out at least 3 cards out of the hand from Nolan. So here they go. Yep. So 1 card already out of hand to pop it. Yeah, so he spent the energy for the footsteps, and then Nolan was not able to block the rest of the... Could not get 3 other cards out there, and so the spectral shields will chip them away. So that'll do it here for round number 4. We got a giveaway and 1 more round left. Round number 5 coming at you shortly. So make sure you stay tuned for that. See if you won anything. But that will do it here for round number 4. Remember, this is Uncharted Realms brings you Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Classic Constructed event. So, our Prism player took it. We'll likely see Bill again. That's a little bit sad there for Nolan. I was really hoping for that Bravo, but that does it here for round 4. We'll catch you guys at the giveaway.
There we go. Got me unmuted. You guys hear me in here?
Okay, looks like you got it.
All right.
Who's ready for a giveaway?
Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, giveaway time, boys. So let me see. Up. And... Nope, that's not.
Lionheart, call who's gonna win.
There we go.
Lionheart, you call who's gonna win. I'll give you 2 promos
All right, so
out of my collection. Do
grab
it.
these names off our standings. We're gonna roll the. All right, let me paste these in first. What's up? All right, so we're gonna roll the dice. See how many times we're gonna randomize the list. We're randomized 4 times today. Let me throw this timestamp into our chat. Bang, here we go. All right, and switch back over to lists. All right, so got our list of names here. We're gonna roll this 4 times. 1, 2, 3. And last time, top 8 names are going to be the winners. 4. And those timestamp in. All right, so these 8 names, you will get to pick from the prize pool in order. I will be PMing you after the tournament is over. And throw these over into the announcements. And round 5 will be starting here in a second. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Bartosz, it's 15 minus James. 14.
Yeah. James is we left James's name off. But all right.
Hey everybody, and welcome into the last but not least round of Uncharted Realms' weekly event. I'm Brent, alongside streamer to be named, and we're excited to bring you Out of the Box Gaming's Armory Classic Constructed event. This is round 5. We got Anthony once again joining us as the top player on your screen against Visalis, or otherwise known as Bill from the last round. So interchangeable there. You just told me about it, and that shows how bad I am with names. But a name I'm not bad with is Out of the Box Gaming. Out of the Box Gaming is local to Thomasville, North Carolina. They have in-store play and a nice marketplace for trading card singles. So if you're out and about in Thomasville, North Carolina, maybe on a Saturday, check out their sealed Saturday events. Or you need that last little card for your next Classic Constructed deck as you're prepping for Road to Nationals. If that sounds like you, check out Out of the Box Gaming in person or at outoftheboxgaming.com. So we're going to go get right into the gameplay. And we got Visalis starting it off with a Merciful Retribution. I might just call him Bill for this one until he retells me how to do it. He told me how to pronounce it, but that's all right. So coming in for 1. Going down, so going to go down to 40 to 39 against Anthony. So Anthony's sitting at 39, Bill's sitting at 40. Visalis, I think. There you go. All right, so Anthony pitching a blue Soulbeat Strike, coming in to start with Kadachi. This is going to be a chip away game for both of our players here. Katsu's just going to kind of chip away, try to get that mask going for some big combo turns. On the other hand, Prism's just gonna get all these shields out. So Soulbeat Strike 4. If it hits, go again. 2 cards in the hand for Anthony. Visalis thinking he's in the tank. Very quick game last time. Ooh, takes no blocks, takes 4. So that's gonna have go again on that Soulbeat. So 3rd attack coming out here. This is the mask trigger. Pounding Gale for 1. For 1 energy. So 5 total. No combo. Just 5. So, Visalis is going to go ahead and take the 5. So that is going to lead to a mask. Ooh, hold on. Before we get there, Razor Reflex to push it to 8. Anthony's getting all the cards out of his hand. Visalis takes it. Draw from the mask. It does have go again from the Razor, so he gets to come in with a 0 cost Rising Knee. Oh, wow. What a Gatsu turn. Didn't even need his ability. Just came in with some just crazy damage. All the way down to 24 from 40. Holy smokes. So over to Visalis' turn. So Herald of Ravages coming in for 6. Ooh, Command and Conquer 6 power. Triggers Phantasm. So goes to the soul. And the 1 damage. Thanks to the Merciful. Merciful is going to be a great card here. Pays for the Phantasmal Footsteps to get the action point back. And another Herald coming out for 5. So scales to start for Anthony into reactions. No reactions here from Visalis. And a Flick Flack for 5 total. Nice job there from our Katsu player, but a good string of attacks by Visalis. Tried to get in there, but you know it's hard to make up. It's hard to make up for a 16 damage turn. I'm not sure. I like that line in the previous turn, just allowing that mask to go off, but. And they just had the right cards to play. The Razor Reflex. I know Visalis was probably thinking he couldn't give that go again, so that draw was not going to really matter. But Anthony was able to make effective use of that. Kind of snuck in like a ninja with that Razor's Reflex. So after the tunic counter, starts to chip away. Merciful's gone. Visalis goes down from 1. So the Kodachi is not going to have go again here. Anthony did not want to use that last card from hand, so he's just going to arsenal it and pass a turn. So Anthony could have attacked the hero if he had wanted to use that card from hand, but opted instead to arsenal it and draw up. So wants to use that for later. Maybe it's a Flick Flack. That's what I would think, or a Sink Below. So back on Visalis' turn. And he's going to lead off with a Herald of Ravages. Got the yellow card in the pitch. So it does have go again. And if it hits, it gets 1 arcane damage and goes to the soul. So defense for 2. You know we're going into reactions here. No reactions from Visalis. Boom! Sink Below. But this one's in the hands, not out of the arsenal. Anthony's going to cycle. Doesn't like 1. So he's cycling it out to the bottom. Draws 1. Ooh, Visalis, though, going to respond with the pummel. Up to 8 total and a discard effect here. So Anthony will take 2 and discard. Down to 35. His choice, though. It's not random. He does get 1 arcane damage, so does not want to block it. So down to 34. That's the turn we were looking for there from Visalis. So who do you have in this matchup? Do you have Katsu or do you have Visalis? I will go ahead and let you know that Visalis is going to be the winner of our event today. He is sitting undefeated right now going into this matchup. And if you remember, Anthony lost against our Bravo player. So our players right now are playing for just straight XP, but neither one of them wants to give it up. Visalis is currently, from his words, sitting number 1 in Greek and is chasing down that nice gold foil card. So definitely show him some support. So Anthony's turn, chipped away for 1, or got 1 damage, excuse me, got 4 damage in there, down to 20. And now we start at 34 to 20. So Fortune Hero coming in. If it hits, it goes to Soul. So 6 damage. With 1 resource floating right now. It does have go again, thanks to the yellow pitch. They are some nice resource tokens. I agree. Find yourself somebody who's got that 3D printer or Etsy shop. Visalis definitely showing that he's the number 1 in Greek with these nice. It's all about the look, right? All about the look. So Tome, drawing 3. thanks to the fact that Wartune Herald hit and went to Soul. This is a great combination turn now from our Prism player. His turn continues. So it's a 3 pitch. So thanks to Vestige, going to go up to 4. Ooh. Herald coming in for 7. Thanks to the fact that it's a red one. So if it hits, it goes to Soul and will create a Spectral Shield token. Prism cards got a lot of text, but the stuff that matters is right there at the front bit. The first sentence there. But Phantasm could also play into effect if Anthony has any 6 or greater attack action cards. And we know that he does play it. He plays Command and Conquer. But a lot of his other ones are only going to really be 4 or 5. So Anthony opting to take the 7. He's not going to be like our Bravo player there and be able to pop more of them. But so Anthony 21 to 20. Herald of Triumph on hit goes to Soul. So 1 Spectral Shield token now. He's going to be able to chip away. Visalis is going to be able to chip away for 1. After this, thanks to the fact that all of this has Go Again. Prism, super awesome. Has more, I wouldn't say combo turns, but has more Go Again than our Ninja players, which is, super crazy. But all thanks to that Luminaris. If you have a yellow pitch in your pitch zone, all of your illusionist attacks will have Go Again. And your auras also will attack for 1, like a Kadachi. So Anthony, taking all of the damage, likes the cards he sees in his hand. Going to fall all the way down to 14 after the Herald of Triumph results and the Spectral Shield comes in. So 20 to 14 after an explosive early turn from Anthony. Visalis has turned this one around. I'm not surprised from our Prism. If you're about ready to go play a Road to Nationals event, you better expect to see a whole bunch of Prism. It is a good deck. I would expect to see a whole bunch of Prism and Chain. If those aren't your the biggest ones in your meta locally, you come back out and yell at me, and I'll say I don't believe you because they are just too good. But it could be that way. So Surging Strike now to start it off. 5 Go Again. 1 resource floating there for Anthony. Has yet to use his Katsu ability. Visalis block 6. Visalis. Thank you. Not bad there. Keeps his Spectral Shield token. Now that was 2 cards out of the hand. Anthony moving on to his second attack. Has 1 resource floating. Kadachi. So Rising Knee Thrust coming in. No blocks there from Visalis. And so he'll take 2, pop the shield. Anthony's going to react with the Snapdragon Scalers to give it Go Again. Not opting to use Katsu's. Well, he might use Katsu's ability here. Hold on. Yep, there we go. Using Katsu's ability. Tapping it to indicate that he's using it. Discarding a Flick Flack because it's a 0-cost card. And he can go search up a card with combo. So he's going to try to combo off this Rising Knee Thrust. Potentially into a Hurricane Technique, I believe. Or, no. Blackout Kick, my bad. Okay. So, yep, Blackout Kick it is. We were waiting for him to get through there. So, you got to expect that's coming out next. Going to go ahead and go on the combo with the Rising Knee. It's going to gain +3, so 7 total this turn. So Katsu can get up there to 7 damage, 6-7 damage, but needs the combo for it. Here we go. So combos out to Nitra, 7 total. No Go Again on this one, so this will be the last attack. And if this one hits, we will see a Mass Draw. Oh, no. Surging Strike got blocked, so no Mass Draw here if it hits. So that Visalis is going to take the hit, take all 7, fall down to 11. Anthony gets the lead back in health. So that was a good turn there from Anthony. Go ahead and swing that life total. But Visalis found his library. If you remember in the previous game, in round 4, he found his library in turn number 2. In this case, he's going to find it sitting at 11 life. But still, a library is a library, and that could do a really good effect. So up to 5. If just clarification on library there about the raise of intellects. If there are 2 yellow pitch cards in the pitch zone at the end of your turn, your hero gains +1 intellect, and it is an action. You can discard 2 yellow pitch cards to destroy it. Any player may activate that. So now back to Anthony's turn. That was all Visalis did. So a setup turn. So now Anthony's got the tempo here with low life total. An E strike, go again. So 5 go again here from Anthony. Opting not to Kadachi. So Visalis gonna no blocks there. Take the 5. No reactions there from Anthony. This is getting spooky because Razor's Reflex might be able to push over some damage that Visalis is not planning on. Visalis likes the cards in his hands. He must have a big attack, and it's very possible here with Prism. As long as Anthony doesn't keep a 6 power attack. If I was Anthony, I might be considering holding back some attack actions here if he's got maybe say a second Command and Conquer. So 4 coming in. So Scarf for a card without go again. You got to think here that Anthony's got Razor's Reflex here. He's got 2 cards in hand. That's exactly what Visalis is thinking. He's talking out loud, but I think it's a pretty clear board state. So if Visalis doesn't think Anthony's got the Razor Reflex, he could potentially not block this. But if he does, he's going to take it. So excuse me, that was for 4, not for 5. Wow, that was so bold. Visalis did not think Anthony had it. And so Scar for Scar is going to come in for 4, send Visalis down to 2. Anthony's going to Arsenal 1 and pass. All right, so just a rules question there. Sorry about that. All right. So Anthony over to Visalis' turn. 7 go again. I didn't catch that one. Sorry about that. Had a rules question. So Mass coming in to block. Anthony's got the health advantage. He can use that to regain some tempo, but our Prism player Visalis here is gonna be pretty happy, I think, about this turn. Had a lot of cards to work with. So Goliath Gauntlets break here. Ooh, this is going to be a big turn. This is what Visalis liked. Throw the pummel in the pitch. Oh, Herald of Triumph coming across and a -1. So Anthony's probably not going to be able to break this through Phantasm. Oh boy, this is pretty good. If it hits, it's going to go to Soul. Oh boy. All right, so Pursuit of Knowledge 2 to block 2, and he'll take 7. Oh my gosh, look at this turn here from Visalis. That's a harsh block there from Anthony. Ooh, and here we go. Prismatic Shield to get 3 shields. Gets to attack for 3 just like that. You thought those Kadachis were good. Let me introduce you to shields. Not only are they going to chip away, but then they're going to prevent damage. Oh my gosh. So we're in the final stage of this game. Who thinks Katsu can do it? Has 2 cards in hand, 1 in arsenal. It's 2-2. I mean, there's still a chance. Razor Reflex still gets in there. We know that card in arsenal is not Razor's Reflex. I mean, it technically could. Anthony might not have been able to pay for it. But we'll see. So, starts out with Kadachi. So, Visalis, no blocks there, breaks 1. So now Anthony needs to get through these shields to make sure that he's not getting Kadachi back on his opponent's turn. Breaks again. Needs to follow up with an attack here. Closes the chain. Plunder run. and 2. Torn a Tempo. Look at that. Coming in for 8. If it hits, draw a card, go again. Thanks to that Plunder Run, plus 3 effect. And Anthony just, I guess, putting his Kodachis up there to the side to indicate they had already attacked this turn. Visalis needs to block at least 7 of this. He has 1 Spectral Shield. Or no, excuse me, he needs to block at least 6 of this. He has 1 shield that would leave him at 1 life. No other resource here for Anthony. So there's no combo off the Torrent is what the question was there for. So Visalis is trying to decide if he full blocks this or if he half blocks this, what is Anthony gonna draw? As if he draws a 0 cost card, it could get over there. So this is a tough decision point here. This is one of those crucial moments in the game. So also remember that Visalis can pitch to generate a Soul Shield if he needs to. So he's going off with his helmet, going into the Halo. So gonna try to cycle out his hand. Didn't like what he seen. Didn't like what he had seen. So 4 cards in hand still for Visalis. You'd have to think that he still has this just off the library alone, but only needs to generate a few shields. Like at worst, if Visalis blocks all of this, leaves 2 cards in hand. Well, excuse me, blocks with 3, leaves 1 card in hand, generates a shield. He still gets to move through with Spectral Shield, Spectral Shield. Now that will not give him his library increase, but at this stage, do you plan on? I guess he's got to take the gamble. Does Anthony draw a card he can then use? He has no energy floating. No, he does not have 3 counters on the Tunic, so can't even pull that. Tempo does not have combo, so he can't even break his gloves to give it +1. So definitely a crucial decision point here, but I think it should come out in our prison player's favor. What do you guys think? What would you do in this situation? Would you let this hit at all, or would you just maybe chump block it a little bit? Remember, it is for 8 coming in, so we need to block. We need a block of at least 6 to leave Visalis at 1. I'm almost of the mind that the card he draws, you got to think. So Katsu's going to have a lot of 0 cost cards, but if I have to, I could always spend more out of the hands to defend with. I think I take the gamble and short block it. You will lose the 1 shield, but he has the 1 energy floating, can throw the footsteps in front of it. This will break the footsteps though. Okay, so 2 cards from hand and the footsteps. So 6 total, plus the shield is 7. So all right. So 6, 7, 8, actually 8 total, excuse me, with the shield. So 1 got over, shield goes away. I hadn't included the shield in there. So ooh. Visalis though gets to create 3 tokens. But he has no cards in hand. Oh, a little bit of a shortcut. We shortcut it all the way to Visalis' turn, so Anthony just needs to draw up. Just a clarification on how to destroy the library. Will not be in effect here on this turn. Visalis can only come in for 1, so Anthony could actually just let this go. If he wanted to, he could throw the Tunic in front of there. That's not like to get another counter. I would like to see Anthony not spin a card from hand here and just throw the Tunic in there, because the Tunic can block for 1. He may have forgotten about it though. We are a few hours in. We started at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, American time. So we are now 4.5 hours in. It is long with the players. Oh, no. Anthony thought they were coming in for 3. So just a clarification there. That should help the math. Both these players thinking long and hard about this game state. Now, Anthony, you have that tunic. I would hope he uses it. It is not likely to reach 3. That would be 2 turns from now. Because remember, we're in Visalis' turn. There we go. Throws the tunic out there for 1. Easy block. Tunic goes away. But that is going to be it. So now Anthony needs 5 damage to get through over whatever Visalis tries to block with, because he's going to have 3 shields. Now, keep in mind, I believe Visalis has a Merciful Retribution still left. And he may be able to get these in here, and if he survives enough, just gets these shields to pop and chip Anthony away on his own turn. But to start it off, Torn and Tempo, if it hits, go again. Pitching the leg tap. So now there's that 5 damage. So this is a lethal attack. Great job. Great choice there from Anthony. Visalis going to pitch 4. Playing the tome at an instant speed. To draw cards. Needs to find something. He didn't like those 2. So unfortunately for Visalis, he couldn't. Okay, so 6 out of there. And Razor's Reflex coming in. So 2 tokens down. Look at that there from Anthony. No more cards in hand though. So, but he did chip away, crucially chipped away at the Spectral Shields. So not too shabby. So over to Visalis' turn. He's going to make 1 token. Come in for 2. Oh boy. Yeah, that was kind of a rough turn here for Anthony. I had 2 Razor's Reflex. He couldn't follow up with an additional attack. Needed to try to get that last card out of Visalis' hand. Oh no, he had drawn, so there should be 1 more in there. Nope, that was the last card. Excuse me. So 2 Spectral Shield tokens. Coming in for 2. They are lethal attacks. There's no follow-up here, though. So Anthony only has to block 1 of them. Anthony's just trying to get that last bit. Who would have thought that Ninja player would be struggling so hard to get that last bit of damage in, and that Prism player would be just having the shields to come in. Seriously, Prism is just out ninja-ing Ninja. Is that even a word? That's the question. So Anthony falls to 1. Visalis is at 2. Every Spectral Shield is lethal. Start to chip away. That's the Ninja way. 2 cards in hand for Anthony here. Full grip for Visalis. Nothing in arsenal. Ooh, there's the Retribution. Visalis can still pitch to block Arcane. I think it was shortcutted. Okay, so Anthony conceded and could have won there. We're going to hop in there and just let him know at the end, but... All right, that's unfortunate. Yeah, couldn't block the arcane damage. No rune. Merciful Retribution got there. That's really unfortunate. Went Kadachi first. E-Strike maybe for 7. Maybe could have done it, maybe not. I don't know. But I think that was really just a matter of time. Visalis has got there. I thought, yeah, no, thank you, Session. You called it right. Didn't have no rune. I'm like, wait a second. Can he just do it? See, I'm used to playing Kano. I always have no rune. Thank you for the correction there. I was like, I think he's got it with the energy floating, but no, it just straight up had it. Visalis showing why he's #1 Greek. Kept himself alive. didn't let Ninja get in there for one, just out chipped away. That was pretty impressive, I gotta say. I was pretty excited about that. But that will do it here for us today. And in round number 5, just a reminder, we're Uncharted Realms, and we brought to you Out of the Box Gaming's Armory. Whoops, sorry about that. Went to the ending with no mic. But to shortcut it there, hey, we appreciate everybody coming out. And on behalf of myself, streamer to be named, and James, thanks for coming. And we'll catch you guys next week. If you enjoyed the Classic Constructed, come out. If you thought you can maybe do a little bit better than that, join the Discord and come out and play. We'd be happy to have you guys, and we'd love to see you at next week's event. But that will wrap it up for us here today and round 5. Thanks once again for coming out, and we'll catch you next week.